All right. Assalamu alaikum, everybody, and welcome to a new story time today. We're going to continue talking about the Prophet Adam, and we have someone very special here to join us. We have Mikarin with us from our Nuraniya class. Assalamu alaikum, Mikarin.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you today?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Mikarin, do you already know about Prophet Adam?
Yes.
What do you know about him already? You know, what's something that you know about Prophet Adam?
About him?
Yes.
That he
was, say it again.
It's okay, sweetheart. You can talk.
You forgot? It's okay. Did you hear the name Adam before?
The first prophet?
the first prophet?
Yes, he was the first prophet, exactly. Do you have any friends named Adam?
No.
No? You know, Adam is a common name, and I even saw a lot of people with the name Adam and the name of his wife Hawa. Mikael, last week we were talking all about how Adam alayhi salam was created. Do you know what he was created from?
Clay?
Yes, exactly. Very good, Mikael. That was a perfect answer. Yes. So Adam alayhi salam was created from clay. And when he was created, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually breathed life into him. And Adam alayhi salam prostrated to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we also talked last week about the shaitan, Iblis. And do you know what Iblis is created from?
Fire?
Exactly. Iblis is created from fire. And so because he's created from fire, he thought that he was better than Adam. And he even did not want to listen to anything that Allah had to say. When Allah told Iblis and the angels to prostrate, Iblis actually told Allah no. Can you imagine that? We're learning now in our prayer class about praying to Allah. Can you imagine if somebody actually refused to ever pray to Allah? So that's what Iblis did. And so Iblis, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kicked Iblis out of Jannah. All right, and Adam was allowed to stay. So today we are going to be talking today about Adam and his wife Hawa. Do you know anything about Hawa?
If you don't, it's okay.
No.
A little?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well, that's fine. So Adam's wife, her name was Hawa, and she was one of the most beautiful and amazing and good Muslim women in the world. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually created Hawa from Adam's ribs. So you know your ribs, right? If you feel them, you can feel your ribs here. They're like bony and pointy. Can you feel them? Yeah, you have a lot of ribs here. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took one of Adam's ribs and actually created Hawa from his entire rib. Is that like cool or not? That's really cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that we have to fear Allah. Why? Because we were created all from Adam and Hawa. We are actually, not only was Adam the first prophet, but he's actually the father of all mankind. So let's take a look at it. So again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we said, created Adam from Hawa's rib. And the rib was actually a little bit crooked. It was actually like kind of crooked, just like this, and like a little bit like different than your normal ribs. Like if you feel your ribs, if you can feel them, what do they feel like? Where are they actually? Where are your ribs?
Your chest?
Yeah, they're near your chest. They are. They're kind of like underneath your chest. And what do they feel like? When you feel your ribs, what do they feel like?
Hard?
They're hard, yes. Do you know what they are? They are, yeah, exactly. So they're actually bones. They're not muscles, they're bones. And they pretty much help you to breathe in. They help to breathe in air. They do a lot of things for you. I even heard this one statement that without your ribs, you would not be able to stand up properly. I don't know how true that is, but that was something that was really interesting that I heard. So anyway, so Hawa created from this rib. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that this rib is very sensitive. Okay, so if you try to straighten it, if you try to straighten a rib, then you'll break it. But if you leave it alone, then it'll stay crooked. So what do you think you should do? If you have a stick, do you have any sticks with you? Do you have a stick or a straw with you?
A straw or a stick?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Get me that blue pencil.
Yes.
Blue pencil.
Okay. Show me the straw or the stick. You came prepared. Very nice, McCain. I hope all of you guys watching, if you also have a straw or a stick, go ahead and take your straw and stick out and just hold it in front of you. Yes, just like that. Now, imagine if your stick, it looks like your stick is bendable. So what happens if it's bendable? Show me, can you bend it? It looks like you can bend it. Can you bend it? Oh, you can't bend it. You can't bend it that much. So all of you guys watching, what would happen if Mikael tries to bend his stick in half? Mikael, what would happen if you force the stick to bend?
It will break.
Exactly, it will break. So what do you think you should do with it? What if you want to like curve your stick a little bit? What if you want it to move a little bit? What do you think you should do?
Keep it like it is.
Yeah, you can keep it like it is. Or if you want to use it for a project, what do you think you would do with it? If you want to bend it a little bit. Let me see. Hold it out and try to curve it just a little bit. That's as far as it's going to go, right? So what do you have to do with it to make sure that it doesn't break?
Keep it like it is.
Yeah, you're going to keep it like it is, and you're also going to be really careful. You're going to have to be really gentle with it, because if you're too rough and if you swing it all around like this, let's say if I swing my finger around like this and it doesn't break, and I'm very rough with it, what will happen? It'll break, right? And all of you guys out there, try it. If you are rough with your stick, what's going to happen? It's going to break, right? Exactly. And so the Prophet ﷺ told us that that's how we should be with women and girls. We shouldn't be rough and mean with them and force them. You have to be very gentle. So Mikael, do you have any sisters?
No.
No, you don't have any sisters? Inshallah, you'll get a sister. But Mikael, when you are talking to other people, especially if you see any girl, if you are talking to your mom, right? Then you have to be very gentle and very respectful so that you can take care of them. Otherwise, you might be really mean and you can break someone, okay? Meaning you can really hurt their feelings. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Very good. So let's say that you see, let's think, what if you see well, your teacher, let's say that one of your teachers is a woman, a female, and maybe she give you a bad grade. Are you gonna shout at her and throw your pencil at her and say, you're a bad teacher? Is that what you should do?
No.
No, what do you think you should do? How can you do that in a nice way?
Say that you gave me a bad, was it about a drink?
Huh?
It was about a grape?
A grade, yeah. So let's say that your marks that she gave you, that she didn't give you a sticker on your project and you thought that you should get a sticker. Are you gonna shout at her and say, where's my sticker? Is that what you're gonna do?
No.
So what could you do instead?
Be nice?
Yeah. So how would you say that nicely, that you want a sticker?
Can I please have a sticker, teacher?
Yes, that sounds very polite. That sounds very polite and gentle. And I think your teacher would like that if you said, can I please have a sticker? Or I think I did a good job too. I think I can have a sticker. Maybe something like that would be nice and polite. So that is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught Adam and all of his creation about Hawa and how to act with other people. So Adam and his wife lived together peacefully in Jannah, where they had everything that they wanted. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that they can have anything in Jannah that they want, except one thing, and that was the poisonous tree. There was one tree. You know this story?
I think I remember it was like a fruit that the shaitan tried to trick them to eat it, and it was bad. And Allah said no.
Exactly. Very nice, Mikael. You remembered so well. So yes, very true. So there was a tree in paradise, and this tree had a fruit that was known to be very sweet and juicy and pretty even to see. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Adam and Hawa they cannot eat this fruit. And if they eat this fruit, then they will displease Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala very much, meaning they are going to make Allah very unhappy. And so Adam and Hawa, they listened to Allah. They listened. They did not want to displease Allah. But Iblis was still around, even though he wasn't in Jannah, he was still around enough to whisper bad things into Adam and Hawa's ear to disobey Allah. And remember, if you guys remember from last week, that was Shaitan's promise to Allah, is that he's going to whisper to all of our ears to do bad things. And so when you are thinking of doing something bad, then you have to ignore Shaitan. You say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Can you say that for me, McKay?
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
Just like that. Perfect. So anytime your mind is telling you to do something that's bad, then you can just say, just like McKay said, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. But Adam and Hawa, the shaitan kept talking in their ear and making that fruit look really beautiful. And so it was hard for him to control himself. And the only ones that's able to control themselves are the ones who always remember Allah. But they were easy to forget because the shaitan was whispering to them. And the shaitan said to them, your Lord did not forbid you this tree, save you should become angels or become immortals. Shaitan swore by Allah to them, saying, verily, I am one of the sincere well-wishers for you both. So Shaitan was saying, I'm like a friend to you. Yeah, Allah didn't really mean that you can't have that. Allah was just trying to tell you, if you don't eat it, you'll become like an angel. So the shaitan lied. The shaitan lied to them and made it seem like it was okay to eat that fruit. And that's why it's so important that you also recognize who are your good friends. Mikael, can you tell me who is a good friend? What do you think a good friend would do?
Be nice, offer you food.
So a good friend, you said offer you food?
Yes, that's okay.
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. A good friend would always share their food. That's very nice. And a good friend would be nice to you. What else would a good friend do?
A good share your toys.
Yes, a good friend would share his toys with you. Yes, exactly. And a good friend would also remind you about Allah. A good friend wouldn't want you to do bad things, right? If it's time to pray, do you think a good friend will tell you not to pray?
No.
No, exactly. A good friend will tell you that it's prayer time. And maybe a good friend would even remind you to make wudu. What else do you think a good friend may tell you? How about how about maybe a good friend would tell you not to be too loud in the masjid?
Yes.
Yes. Or always listen to your mommy and daddy?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So a good friend would do those things, but a bad friend is going to tell you to do things that's going to make Allah very angry with you. And that's what Shaitan did. Shaitan told Adam and Hawa to eat something that would make Allah very angry. And Adam and Hawa did. They disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and made Allah very angry with them. They became so ashamed and shy about what they did. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually reprimanded them. Allah told them, why did you do what I told you not to do? I forbid you to eat that tree. And I told you that Shaitan is an enemy to you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them that what they did was very, very bad. And they should not do that again. And Allah and Adam and Hawa felt very sad and very unhappy with what they did. They were not happy that they disobeyed Allah at all. So, Mickey, what are some of the things that do you know about, what are some of the things that Muslims are not allowed to eat? Do you know anything that Muslims are not allowed to eat?
Ham.
Say it one more time, sweetie. I couldn't hear you.
Ham.
Ham, yes, or pig. So Muslims are not supposed to eat any pig, okay? So the pig is not allowed for Muslims to eat. And if we eat that, then we're going to make Allah very unhappy. Do you know anything else that Muslims are not allowed to do that could make Allah very unhappy?
Not to eat.
Say it again.
Don't eat on fasting.
Yes, exactly. Wow, very good, Mickey. I didn't even think you were going to say that, but yes, not to eat while they're fasting in Ramadan. So when you're fasting in Ramadan, and if you eat, then you will make Allah very unhappy. What's one more thing that Muslims should not do that can make Allah very unhappy? Let's think. How about Muslims should not say bad words?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So if Muslims speak badly, then or talk about other people, then that also will make Allah very unhappy. So continuing with the story of Adam and Hawa. So Hawa actually ate the bad fruit first. Okay. And this was very bad because Adam alayhi salam actually followed Hawa and ate the fruit after her. And once they ate the fruit and felt bad, they actually made dua asking Allah to forgive them. They said, "Oh Allah, we have wronged ourselves. And if you do not forgive us and have mercy on us, then we are going to be lost." Meaning we are going to be bad people. So Adam and Hawa actually asked Allah. They were very, very sorry for what they did. And they asked Allah to forgive them. And that's something that we should do. Anytime that you think that you did something bad, you should say, "Oh Allah, forgive me." Can you say that for me, Mikael? Can you say, "Oh Allah, forgive me"?
Oh Allah, forgive me.
Very good. Ameen. And Allah will forgive us if we say that. So anytime that you think you did something very, very naughty, then you just raise your hands and you say, "Oh Allah, forgive me." And if you were mean to your mommy by mistake, then you can give her a hug and tell her that you ask Allah to forgive you, right? So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala heard Adam and Hawa asking for forgiveness and being very sorry, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgave them. But in return, they were kicked out of Jannah and had to live on earth. For the first time ever, humans were actually sent to live on earth, where we all are now. The planet that we live in is called Earth. And that is the punishment for the bad thing that Adam and Hawa did, which was disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, Mikael, let's talk about Earth. What are some of the things that you know about Earth from a long time ago? Did you know about dinosaurs that were on Earth? Yeah. Say it again.
Yeah, I know they're real because they always leave bones and fossils.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. What are fossils?
They're dinosaurs. They're like some creatures who then died and turned into rocks.
Yes, exactly. They're like bones and like signs that's left behind. So we can actually find fossils and even plant fossils or plants and dinosaurs that used to be around during the time of Adam alayhi salam, which is like thousands or millions of years ago. If I'm probably really wrong with my math, but that was a really, really, really long time ago. And when they came, do you know everything were giants at the time? Did you know Adam alayhi salam was actually a giant? He was almost taller than the Eiffel Tower. Did you know the Eiffel Tower in France? That's really, really, really big. He was even taller than that. And that's why dinosaurs are so tall and the trees at that time were so tall. Everything was really big at that time on Earth. And Earth looked really different than it did now. What's one of your favorite things about the planet Earth that we live in now? What do you like? about our planet?
That it has beautiful flowers.
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Yes, it has really beautiful flowers, doesn't it? What else do you like?
The rivers.
Yes, it does. It has really, really beautiful rivers. Have you ever heard of the Nile River?
Mm,
I think they know, but my brother.
The Nile River is a river in Egypt, and it's the longest river on earth.
the Nile River.
Yeah. So maybe you can go and look up the Nile River when we're finished with our class. The Nile River is a really beautiful river, and it's in Egypt. And that is one of the biggest rivers in the world. So Adam alayhi salam and his wife Hawa had to live on earth for the rest of their lives, even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did forgive them. And Allah promised Adam that if he continued to obey Allah, then he could come back to Jannah once he passes away. So after he passes away, then Adam alayhi salam would go back to Jannah. And so now Adam alayhi salam is in Jannah, inshallah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, before we end, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warns the believers, and he tells them that guidance comes only from Allah, and we should not listen to anybody except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us what to do, and we have to obey him. And if we obey Allah, then we will go to Jannah, inshallah. And if we do not listen to Allah, then we are going to go to the hellfire forever. And we are going to burn in the hellfire forever and ever, unless Allah forgives us. And we ask Allah to forgive us, inshallah. So that is the story of Adam and his wife Hawa and his whole family who lived on earth. Inshallah, next week we are going to talk about Adam's sons and something really, really, really big that happened between one son and the other, inshallah. Thank you so much for joining us, Mikael. It was so fun having you in our class today. Are you excited for our class for next week?
Yes.
Awesome. I hope so. Give me a virtual hand five, Mikael. Great learning. I'll see you I'll see you soon, inshallah, Mikael, in our Nooraniya class. Inshallah. Have a great day, Mikael.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.